Hi there, Tamara Carroll, the Joy Queen, and your creativity coach. I wanted to share with you something, a medium that I've been using on my paintings, and it is gold leafing. I don't know if you've ever experienced gold leafing. I remember gold leafing when I was a teenager, and my mother and my grandmother used to buy picture frames, and then somehow they would apply this beautiful gold leafing onto the picture frames, and they became this beautiful gift. So as I started experimenting with different art mediums, I had actually gone to a friend of mine's art show, my friend Tony, and he had gold leafing onto his prophetic paintings. And I was like, wow, that is so cool. It's so beautiful. So I'm going to show you a little demonstration of how easy it is to do that right now. I don't have the packaging for the gold leafing anymore, but you see it comes in little sheets of gold. And this is 22 karat gold. And it comes quite a bit in the package. And then the other thing that you need is some of this glue. And this is the adhesive, and I'll put down at the bottom of the, on YouTube, I'll put down at the bottom the links where you can find it. I got mine off of Amazon, and then I'll put the brands in there for you. And then the other thing that you'll need are some of these real stiff little brushes. Okay, I think they're called Stiffle brushes or something like that. I'm not exactly sure what they're intended for, but this is what I use them for. And then you're going to want some kind of little container to keep your leftover gold pieces in. So when we brush it off, this has a completely different look to it. Pardon me, I'm so sorry. And then you want to have two dedicated brushes that you're only going to use for your glue, because trust me, once you dip it in this adhesive, your fancy snazzy paintbrushes will never be the same. They get kind of that sticky residue even though you wash it quite a bit. So this one I use frequently. It's just an old brush, and sometimes I like the gold leafing to kind of flare out, and sometimes I want it to be very narrow, you know, just with the line. So, you know, something like this that you could pick up at Michael's that isn't too expensive. And so yeah, just a couple different brushes. So what I have done already is I have taken some of this. You need to shake it up quite well. And I'm going to go ahead and lower my camera so that you can see me laying some of it. It's already so sticky on my hands. And let's see if I could get this to stand up here the way that it needs to. Hang on. A silly stand. I keep thinking I've got a good one, and then I'm not so sure. Okay, so this is an angel picture that I'm working on. And I've already gone in with this brush, and I brushed some spots, and then I went around with the thinner one around the edge. Now normally I'm doing something a little bit more detailed, but what I do like to do is I take the gold and I'll tear it, and then I kind of twist it in my fingers a little bit. And so it gets it so that it's a little crunchy, and then I will lay it and kind of move it so it has where it's supposed to go. And then these other places here, turn this around because it's actually stickier up here. I only did, and that's the other thing, you guys, I do suggest that you only do little parts at a time, because if you don't, it's going to dry too fast, or you know, you just get sloppy because you're trying to let it dry. The glue does, the adhesive does take about 30 minutes to dry. So you really have to plan, you know, put your timer on, make sure that you're going to be around in the house or in your studio. And you see I missed a little spot there, and that's something that you can always go back. You can always go back and fix it. And then I made some other little spots that I just wanted to put some random gold into these leaves. Into these leaves, or not leaves, sorry, gold leaf, but I wanted to put it into the wings. If you've ever worked with gold leaf before, I would love to hear how you have used it. So I'm trying to find the sticky parts here. I didn't put it in every little section, so I think that's enough right now, but now I can show you how to use that stiffle brush. So you're just, especially this part right here around the edge of the wing. So you're just gonna brush it a little bit. Now, a lot of people say that your fingerprints will end up on it if you handle it too much, but you know, something like this, I mean, you're going to go over it with a brush anyway, so I don't think it's going to matter. So there you go. And if you can see the gold leafing now that is laid on that wing. So it's going to be super pretty when it's all done. And while I've got you here, I may as well show you the paste that I used. It's covered with paint, with finger paint, sorry. This is a paste that I use that I add to my paint oftentimes to give it a little bit of texture. So I'll put that in there as well. But you can see the texture where I was pulling up parts of the wings. I love to have texture on the paintings. So anyway, let me put this back up again. Anyway, I hope you learned something today and you'll try something new. Silly thing. Okay. Well, Tamara Carroll, the Joy Queen, and your creativity coach. Take care. Have a great and joyous day. Bye.